Yeah, your boy Trump went on MSNBS. Okay, MSNBC. And he called out the Democrats, but he also called out Jasmine Crockett. I wonder if he's seen this video first. Was this the video that he watched and went,
All right, y'all. So it's been 100 days since you know who has been officially sworn into office.
and it's been more than that we know about you.
And we need to do a quick recap on what he has done. And yeah, it ain't good. While the list is quite extensive, and in fact, I could actually give you more than 100 things that he has done that has been absolutely insane this entire
Straight sensationalism. Just get to the point. We don't care about none of this.
time. We ain't got time for that. So here we go with the top 5 diabolical, disastrous, deplorable, detrimental, dumb decisions by Don.
Oh my gosh, you and these quotes.
Number 1, mass deportations, including American citizens. Number 2, these ridiculous
Mass deportations is that's what you get? Oh, okay. I'm gonna shut up, y'all. I'm gonna let it just do it to itself.
by Don. Number 1, mass deportations, including American citizens. Number 2, these ridiculous tariffs. And let me tell y'all, like even the kids know that this is dumb. And let's not forget about his bestie, Elon and Doge. The absolute destruction of checks and balances. And finally, not only cutting our federal services, but cutting our federal workforce. God bless.
I'm gonna cut you off, okay? Okay, I promised I wouldn't do this. And look, I'm being a hypocrite. Okay, I'm not gonna do it.
Each and every person that has dedicated so many years of service to this country as a federal worker. I see you. All right, so there you have it. Just 5 ways of this fool tearing shit up. Don't let anyone gaslight you. He's not just talking, he's doing. And we are truly watching our democracy unravel in real time. I know you're tired, and frankly, I am too. But rest can't come before resistance. I'll keep fighting with truth, with power, and with purpose. And I hope you will too.
More quotes. Oh, I can breathe again. That was insufferable. You know, he's the deplorable, all these D. I ain't even gonna say what I was thinking. Anyhow, we need some other D. Did Trump see this video? I'm sure he has. Well, maybe not this in particular video. She tends to spread this type of, she makes one of these type of, whack videos, every other day. At this point, I think she's only convincing herself at this. But these Democrats are living in their own bubble right now, thinking that we are under the same impression as them. No, we don't want illegals out here. You think that was one of the most horrible things he did was protecting Americans? Oh my God, that was laughable. Now, President Trump. He went on to, this is the clip I wanted to show y'all. He was on MSNBC. And they talked about the whole idea of him running for 2028 and all this other good stuff. And, yeah. Before we get into this one, though, okay, I'm over here. I had lost my train of thought. Before we get into that one, though, you have to see this clip about him addressing Jasmine Crockett.
And you know what I can't name? I can't name one Democrat. I mean, I look at the Democrats. They're in total disarray. They have a new person named Crockett. I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person. And they said, she's the future of the party. I said, you have to be kidding. I don't know what they're going to do. And I really believe in a two-party system. Because it's good to be challenged. It's really good to have a two-party. It's good. Being challenged is okay. It keeps you sharp. I don't know what they're going to do. They have nobody. Bernie's 87 years old or something. And Biden is the worst thing that ever happened to old people because he was grossly incompetent, and I think maybe for artificial reasons. He had operations and things, so maybe that's an artificial. But I know people that are unbelievably sharp, and they're older than 87. But I watch Bernie Sanders. He's a nut job, but he's still sharp.
Oh, my God.
He's sharp as he's the same guy he was. He hasn't gone down. But Biden is really, he's the worst thing to happen to old people.
This guy's hilarious, bro. He's the worst thing to happen to OP. He's not wrong, Gunther ass. Yeah, man, Biden, man. They tried to put him on us and make him seem like he was 100% all well and doing laps and pools and jumping jacks and all that type of stuff. That man was being programmed. Somebody said when my grandfather was 85 years old, I would have handed him the country to run. He was that sharp, but my grandma, not so much. It depends on the person. Ouch, man. You ain't had to give your grandma no straight bully like that, bro. You ain't had to catch no straight like that. I got your back, Grams. Anywho, President Trump tells Christine Welker the whole Trump 2028 gag was just a troll to the media. Quote, I'm looking to have 4 great years and turn it over to somebody. Charlie Kirk also adds, a bad day for the Trump's an evil dictator crowd. Let me go ahead and put this on a big screen. Let me get it, right in motion. Okay, hold on. Do I do it? A little more scroll, There we go.
The Trump organization is selling hats that say Trump 2028.
Yeah.
Are you seriously considering a third term, Mr. President, even though it's prohibited by the Constitution? Or is this about staying politically viable?
I will say.
Oh, wow. How you going to ask him that if Okay, y'all, I'm doing too much talking. Long story short, I'm just over here like, how you going to ask him phrase it like that when it's like, you're already making it seem like that's what he actually said he wanted to do. When in fact, that's not what he said.
Term, Mr. President, even though it's prohibited by the Constitution, or is this about staying politically viable?
I will say this. So many people want me to do it. I have never had requests so strong as that. But it's something that, to the best of my knowledge, you're not allowed to do. I don't know if that's constitutional that they're not allowing you to do it or anything else, but there are many people selling the 2028 hat. But this is not something I'm looking to do. I'm looking to have 4 great years and turn it over to somebody, ideally a great Republican to carry it forward. But I think we're going to have 4 years, and I think 4 years is plenty of time to do something really spectacular.
The Constitution does prohibit it. Some of your allies are pretty serious about this, though, Mr. President. I've spoken to them. They say they are coming up with potential ways.
Well,
obviously, the biggest one would be a constitutional amendment.
That's because they like the job I'm doing, and it's a compliment.
Has anyone in an official capacity presented you with, sir, here are some ideas by which you could actually get a constitutional amendment?
Well, in a capacity of being a big supporter, many people have said different things, but I'm not looking at that.
You have built a...
You see that? He says he's not looking at it, but she keeps trying to make it seem like this is his frame of mind. Like, oh, they want to put him in a dictator category. And I want to go ahead, I ain't even going to apologize, but I'm just going to say, hey, this video ain't going to be for everybody because I done clicked through this mug a lot. This is traditional Blitz.
A political movement that has transformed the Republican Party. It's transformed the country, quite frankly.
Political movement in history, MAGA. Make America great again.
When you look to the future, Mr. President, do you think the MAGA movement can survive without you as its leader?
Yes, I do.
What gives you...
I think it's so strong, and I think we have tremendous people. I think we have a tremendous group of people. We talked about a number of them. You look at Marco, you look at J.D. Vance, who's fantastic. You look at, I could name 10, 15, 20 people right now just sitting here. No, I think we have a tremendous party. And you know what I can't name? I can't name one Democrat. I mean, I look at the Democrats. They're in total disarray.
I'm finna hear it again. I ain't even gonna skip past it. Come on, Trump. I was clicking through it the first time. This time we're gonna listen to it in solid.
They have a new person named Crockett. I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person. And they said, she's the future of the party. I said, you have to be kidding. I don't know what they're going to do. And I really believe in a two-party system. Because it's good to be challenged. It's really good to have a two-party. It's good. Being challenged is okay. It keeps you sharp. I don't know what they're going to do. They have nobody. Bernie's 87 years old or something. And Biden is the worst thing that ever happened to old people. Because he was grossly incompetent. And I think maybe for artificial reasons. He had operations and things. So maybe that's an artificial. But I know people that are unbelievably sharp, and they're older than 87. But I watch Bernie Sanders. He's a nut job, but he's still sharp. He's sharp as he's the same guy he was. He hasn't gone down. But Biden is really, he's the worst thing to happen to old people.
I know that you are only 100 days in, but as we sit here today, who do you see as your successor, Mr. President?
Well, it's far too early to say that, but I do have a vice president, and typically it would be, and JD's doing a fantastic job.
He would be at the top of the list?
It could very well be. I don't want to get involved in that. I think he's a fantastic, brilliant guy. Marco is great. There's a lot of them that are great. I also see tremendous unity, but certainly you would say that somebody's the VP. If that person is outstanding, I guess that person would have an advantage. But I think the other people would all stay in unbelievably high positions. But, it could be that he'd be challenged by somebody. We have a lot of good people in this party.
I have to give Donald Trump a lot of credit. Growing up, was Democrats for me, for black people, Republicans are for just white people, and they racist, this, that, and the third. Since I've come out of my TDS, and since then evolved from being a Democrat, I've been able to see just how much Donald Trump's influence has shaped this party. Well, not only his influence, I don't want to give him all the credit. I'll say common sense has been leading the front, and all of us are congregating together right now. And I'm, we see the rhinos, we see that there are people who are playing both sides of the fence and things of that nature. However, we got J.D. Vance. I mean, come on, you had RFK Jr. You got Elon Musk. I mean, but outside of him, because he's not going to be running for no president, you keep mentioning Mark Rubio. I mean, come on, we got Tulsi over there. We got so many wonderful people in the Republican side. Byron, you got so many people right now, man, that the party is looking ahead to be something really nice. Now, this isn't to say, first of all, I'm not a Dem anymore, nothing like that, and I'm not with none of what they represent today. However, that's not to say that it might not evolve into something better over time, But right now, in my lifetime, I don't see it happening. I'm just keeping it real. I don't see it happening. However, again, we got people out here like this. Like, if we voted for, what?
And if you voted for Trump, I don't want to see you sipping out a damn thing on Monday. I don't want to see you drinking no margarita. I don't want to see you drinking no slushy. I don't want to see you drinking nothing but fucking water.
That's quite literally great advice. I mean, as somebody who, with some health issues, that's quite literally the way for me. I mean, I might have a smoothie here and there, though.
And damn disappointment.
No, what?
Nothing but fucking water and damn disappointment. I better not see you pick up no chip, no motherfucking salsa, no guacamole, not a damn taco. Okay, do you hear me? You don't deserve it. I better not see it. Best believe that my spot, I'm walking in and asking for voter registration cards. Let me see what you did. Show me your proof. Thank you. And if you voted for Trump,
we're gonna let this queen right here speak.
You may disagree with me, but I guarantee you, Donald Jamal Trump will go down in history as the greatest president to ever do it. He will go down in history as the GOAT. The media isn't going to tell you this, but I am. Tony Holden was not the only prisoner released from Kuwait.
President Trump, I want to thank you for what you've done for me and my family.
23 other Americans were released from Kuwait. This was the largest release of U.S. prisoners by a foreign country in years, thanks to President Trump.
I mean, he's made bringing Americans home a top priority, and people respond to that. And so I think when you see the president of Belarus doing that, whether people like him, whether they don't, it's definitely somebody trying to change the tone with the administration, knowing that the president of the United States cares about getting citizens.
So that guy is Adam Bowler. Adam is in charge of foreign prisoner or hostage exchange. So Adam is who President Trump sent to Kuwait to gather our prisoners and bring them back home to their families. Now, let me remind you that America and Kuwait have an amazing relationship. Tony Holden was over there sitting for 2+ years. This could have easily been done. This pardon that was given to him could have easily been done had the last administration actually cared about American people. Let that simmer in your spirit. So if the last administration gave any types of fucks about American citizens, all they had to do was less than what they are doing for an illegal. The entire Democrat Party would not even have
do less than what they do.
to go all the way to Kuwait like they did to El Salvador. Y'all may disagree with me, and I know y'all don't like this man, but this right here is exactly what I voted for. This type of foolishness right here.
Why you out here telling something? I want to see your voter ID. Nah, I want to see your common sense ID. We need to put on our driver's license something that's going, say, hey, this person right here operates within the realm of common sense. They know what's going on. They got some level of self-awareness. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Democrats is all over the place right now. But salute to Donald Trump for his efforts to free those American citizens. And of course, we respond to that on either side of the aisle. If you're America first, you want to make sure you look out for America first. For me, it's just like, why do people skip past all the good that he's doing? And not only skip past that, they won't acknowledge that the good that he's doing is the result. A lot of it is the result of what the previous administration chose not to do. Like, they chose not to do it and sat there and told us in our face, like, oh, we're waiting on Congress. We're waiting on this and we're waiting on that. CNN guest Chuck Todd admitted that elites control his party. Media Lies also added they've known the elites control the inner workings of the party, but now they can't deny it to the general public anymore.
Look, in 2022, after the midterms, I said, if you want to run for president and be the Democratic nominee, anybody who wants to run should be able to run. Unfortunately, a couple people, but
Dean Phillips.
Right, Dean Phillips stepped up. Democrats, we should have had a primary for this midterm election. And we didn't. And so now we're living with the consequences of it. I hope that our party wakes up and realizes it. And that me saying that doesn't mean that I don't respect Joe Biden. But there's a reality in that we should have given our voters an opportunity to make a decision for themselves. And by the time we had to make a decision, it was too late.
By the way, it's just 3 straight nominations where Democratic voters didn't get a chance to pick the nominee. The elites picked Hillary Clinton, the elites picked Joe Biden, and the elites picked Kamala Harris. There was no actual set of voters who felt like they had a say in this.
Yeah. I'm also still wondering. So let's just assume that Democrats do not decide that they are interested in reformulating the pizza. They just want to spend time focused on refashioning the pizza box. I still don't even know what that's going to be. I mean, here we were talking about a strongly worded letter, and that got the endorsement of like, yep, that's what we need to be doing, more strongly worded letters. I'm not really sure that Democrats yet have figured out stylistically, how do we want to?
I mean, the voters think that that's incredibly lame right now.
Yeah.
What they're saying.
Right? Remember the paddles at the State of the Union?
Wait, I'll just say, I think that there are some different conversations that are happening in the party. There are people like myself who are like, I'm getting out of Washington, D.C. I didn't stay here for the correspondence dinner. You know why? Because the voters I want to talk to, they aren't watching the correspondence dinner, whether there was a comedian or not. That is not what people are focusing on. They're not, sadly, getting their news from CNN. They're getting their news from online. And so I have also said this, that when Donald Trump lost in 2020, Republicans didn't change their message. They actually doubled down on it. I do think Democrats have policies that people like. I do think we have a communications and I think we have a messenger problem right now, which goes to the candidates. So we need to make sure.
Yeah, communications and messenger problem because y'all trying to communicate all these anti-American, well, not even policies, all these anti-American ideologies. Come on, man. Like, come on. Y'all talking about the border is secure and anybody can come over here legally. Y'all saying that Donald Trump expediting the process is somehow criminal. You know what I mean? Like, y'all think that this tariff idea is okay, but you're cool with being ripped off. Y'all cool with all of our tax dollars going to all these funding terrorist organizations. Yeah, there is a messaging issue.
Sure, we have. We talk about being the Big Tent Coalition. We actually need to be the Big Tent Coalition, which means sometimes you will have in your coalition people you don't always agree with. But that's what was so special about the Democratic Party. I don't have to get 100% at it. But
saying you are going to send a strongly worded letter in today's political climate is roughly the equivalent of putting a slice of cheese on a frozen hamburger patty on a grill. which Chuck Schumer is famous for doing. You've totally
Whatever you're going there.
you've completely and totally misunderstood the way political communications work, just the way you misunderstand the way grills work. That is not going to cut it for them. And by the way, Clyburn saying he had no idea Joe Biden was in decline and wasn't in a position to know whether he was in decline, his biggest supporter in Congress, Lord have mercy. The scandal deepens, is what I took away from that.
All right.
Yeah.
Coming up next, something a little
See your
bit
boy
different.
Scott
Philadelphia
Jennings.
Eagles.
Your boy Scott Jennings said, "Look, I see right through that BS. What you talking about? What you say?" Oh man, Matt P. Gears asked, "That just means that all the Dems running their mouths are just owned properties. Why should anyone listen to them? Why is a media personality identifying his party?" He says. Somebody else asked. And this is a part of why they lost and will continue to lose. They try to come under this umbrella of delusion. Oh, I didn't know, or we didn't know, or, we just don't have the right messenger. Nah, man, your common sense is lacking, okay? That thing is out there, gone somewhere. Shout out to Scott, man. He's really a gem, because, dog, somebody wrote he forgot to at least pick CNN, too. They even had to admit that nobody watches their network. I think that was my favorite part of it all. But Jasmine Crockett got responded to. We're seeing people out here trying to make it seem like we regret our vote for Donald Trump, but that's simply not the case. Look, we had somebody else respond to that, talking about Trump freeing the hostages, and then boom, we get hit to the Democrats and their messaging issue. Go check on somebody today. You could be saving their life.